China, Chinese, Pinyin, Jingguo, officially the People's Republic of China, PRC, is a country in East Asia. With a population exceeding 1.4 billion, it is the world's second most populous country, being surpassed by India sometime around January 2023. 13. It spans the equivalent of 5 time zones and borders 14 countries by land, the most of any country in the world, tied with Russia. With an area of approximately 9.6 million square kilometers, 3,700,000 square miles, it is the world's third largest country by total land area. The country consists of 23 provinces, 5 autonomous regions, 4 municipalities, and 2 special administrative regions, Hong Kong and Macau. The national capital is Beijing, and the most populous city and financial center is Shanghai. Modern Chinese trace their origins to a cradle of civilization in the fertile basin of the Yellow River in the North China Plain. The semi-legendary Xia dynasty in the 21st century BCE and the well-attested Shang and Zhou dynasties developed a bureaucratic political system to serve hereditary monarchies, or dynasties. Chinese writing, Chinese classic literature, and the 100 schools of thought emerged during this period and influenced China and its neighbors for centuries to come. In the 3rd century BCE, Qin's Wars of Unification created the First Chinese Empire, the short-lived Qin dynasty. The Qin was followed by the more stable Han dynasty, 206 BCE to 220 CE, which established a model for nearly 2 millennia in which the Chinese Empire was one of the world's foremost economic powers. The empire expanded, fractured, and reunified, was conquered and re-established, absorbed foreign religions and ideas, and made world-leading scientific advances, such as the 4 great inventions: gunpowder, paper, the compass, and printing. After centuries of disunity following the fall of the Han, the Sui, 581 to 618, and Tang, 618 to 907, dynasties reunified the empire. The multi-ethnic Tang welcomed foreign trade and culture that came over the Silk Road and adapted Buddhism to Chinese needs. The early modern Song dynasty, 960 to 1279, became increasingly urban and commercial. The civilian scholar officials or literati used the examination system and the doctrines of Neo-Confucianism to replace the military aristocrats of earlier dynasties. The Mongol invasion established the Yuan dynasty in 1279, but the Ming dynasty, 1368 to 1640. The Chinese monarchy collapsed in 1912 with the Xinhai Revolution, when the Republic of China, ROC, replaced the Qing dynasty. In its early years as a republic, the country underwent a period of instability known as the Warlord era before mostly reunifying in 1928 under a nationalist government. A civil war between the nationalist Kuomintang, KMT, and the Chinese Communist Party, CCP, began in 1927. Japan invaded China in 1937, starting the Second Sino-Japanese War and temporarily halting the Civil War. The surrender and expulsion of Japanese forces from China in 1945 left a power vacuum in the country, which led to renewed fighting between the CCP and the Kuomintang. The Civil War ended in 1949. With the division of Chinese territory, the CCP established the People's Republic of China on the mainland while the Kuomintang-led ROC government retreated to the island of Taiwan. Both claim to be the sole legitimate government of China, although the United Nations has recognized the PRC as the sole representation since 1971. From 1959 to 1961, the PRC implemented an economic and social campaign called the Great Leap Forward that resulted in a sharp economic decline and an estimated 15 to 55 million deaths, mostly through man-made famine. From 1966 to 1976, the turbulent period of political and social chaos within China known as the Cultural Revolution led to greater economic and educational decline, with millions being purged or subjected to either persecution or politicide based on political categories. Since then, the Chinese government has rebuked some of the earlier Maoist policies, conducting a series of political and economic reforms since 1970.